What is going on, everyone? Welcome to week 2 of the Inkay Games. This week, our challenge for team building was not using any of the top 100 Pokemon in Pikalytics data for Regulation G. So, restricted-wise, it really limits what we can use. And obviously, because it is a restricted format, we're going to use restricteds in some fashion, right? The mons we had access to for restricted were not great, but I do think that the team we came up with is pretty competent, and I'm really excited for this. So, when it comes to restricted, you have like Kyurem Black, Solgaleo, all the Necrozma forms, Lunala was banned, Rayquaza was banned, you had like Mewtwo, there was some real stinkers. But I did settle here on Solgaleo because I think that, just doing like weakness policy, Solgaleo things is just like a good place to be. Originally I was wanting to do like a Trick Room stuff, like Trick Room, but I don't think it really panned out well in like the team builder, but I do think that this team came together really well and actually looks really cool. So we have Solgaleo here. Full metal body means that we're not going to be hitting with intimidates. We have weakness policy here, so we can just like go big and punch really hard and hope that's enough. And then just a bunch of really good attacks for Solgaleo. And then we have a rain mode here with like Politoed, Basculegion, Zapdos, which I think is really interesting as well. Choice Band, Swift Swim, Basculegion hits like a truck. Terra Water means that our liquidations are going to do 1,000,000,000% to water resists. So I think that Basculegion is kind of a sleeper pick. I'm really excited to see if that actually pans out well, as to if it's actually good for us or not. And of course, I think Politoed is he's just a guy. I love Politoed. I do think that this team really, like the rain mode is actually really cool because, you're reducing the damage that Solgaleo is taking from fire type attacks. You're boosting your Basculegion speed and damage output. And like you're boosting the accuracy of your moves here on Zapdos as well. So Zapdos, we have Thunder, Hurricane, Weather Ball, all of which obviously really want to be in rain. And then we have Volt Switch as well, just to try to pivot in and out, get some extra chip damage where we can. Zapdos is really I was gonna say our Amoonguss answer, but that's not something we have to worry about this week. And then to round this out, we have Riolu and Gothitelle as just like extra pieces of support. Gothitelle plus Politoed is really sick as a way to just like parasong people out of the game. I originally had like Gravity plus Gothitelle for like hypnosis stuff. I don't think that team looked particularly good. I was doing like Sandy Shock's Gothitelle Politoed stuff, and it looked fine, but I think having access to like Zapdos is just better than Sandy Shock's here, so I think that's the route we went with instead. I really like Goth here. I think that it's really underrepresented, and it can do a lot of damage when preventing your opponent from switching is such a huge asset that I don't think a lot of people play around. So I'm hoping that Gothitelle is able to just come out and bully our opponent today. And then I had to bring Riolu back, right? No, this is actually something that Carl threw on last minute for the team, and I actually really like it. Vacuum Wave helps proc our Solgaleo. Coaching is obviously very good with Basculegion and Solgaleo. Rain Dance in case we need to be able to set Rain manually next to like Zapdos or Basculegion. And then Feint is just so good. Being able to just feint away and like pick up a KO because they protected and just like negate their turn is insane. So I like this team quite a bit. I'm really hoping we can pull out another win this week. We are playing Alex used Splash this week, so I'm excited to get to the match, and we will see you there. Okay, so we are paired up here with Alex, who is bringing Grass Magmar, Poison Monkey Dory, Ghost Staraptor, Grass Sandy Shocks, Fire Earthworm, and Water Solgaleo. So we have a very interesting mirror match with Solgaleos this week. Hopefully we're able to just like do our thing and that's enough. Like, if we can just go off with our Solgaleo, I feel really good. Because I don't really have a great answer to his. I think our best answer for his is just punch it really hard with Basculegion, which I think is actually a really great plan. I think Magmar probably doesn't come this week. I think in front of Rain, I don't particularly care for Magmar if I was him. Sandy Shocks is probably a big threat, but like Basculegion probably just bodies it as well, right? You know, with it being Terra Grass, we can just like Phantom Force into it and make them sad. I like Zapdos. I like Politoed. I like Basculegion. I like Solgaleo. So the question is, do I want Politoed Basculegion up front, or do I want Zapdos? Like, I think for sure I'm leading Politoed here. I want Solgaleo in the back. The question is do I want Zapdos or Basculegion up front? I think it doesn't particularly matter too much, just because I can pivot out with both of these mons. So I'm going to lead Basculegion, have Zapdos in the back, have Solgaleo in the back. Gothitelle could be interesting here as well, just because their only fake out mon is Monkey Dory. But I don't think I'm really worried about Monkey. I'm really worried about Solgaleo and like Sandy Shocks. But again, I don't know how good Sandy Shocks is going to be in front of, you know, all my multiple water types. Let's just jump in here, see what our opponent's bringing, and see how we can adapt for game 2 if need be. Alright, we have Staraptor, Monkey Dory up front. We're going to get that intimidated off, so unfortunately Basculegion's attack is going to be lower. But I think that's fine. I can just pivot out here. I can go for a Helping Hand. Just to... Helping Hand has higher priority than Fake Out, so being able to fire this off in front of the Fake Out mon seems pretty okay. And then I'm just going to flip turn off the Monkey. I think getting the Staraptor out is actually really important, because then we can just kind of go crazy with Basculegion later. Alright, no Fake Out. Flip turn is going to do a pretty solid chunk into that Staraptor. Doing about, what, 70-80% here? I'm going to Zapdos. Zapdos seems pretty okay here. We're just going to see a U-turn off Mr. Toad. Going to try to preserve that Intimidate for late game as well. The big thing I think here is preserving our Politoed for having extra rain. It's just going to be a Sludge Wave coming out. Okay. That's a lot of damage into Toad. We're going to eat our Citrus, which is obviously very good. So, his Staraptor is faster than Monkey Dory, which tells me it's probably Scarf? I want to say this is probably Sash on the Monkey Dory. I like going for an Icy Wind here. And... he's Terra Water on Solgaleo. I don't think he's Terra-ing there. I'm just going to go for a Thunder into the Monkey Dory this turn. Okay, we're going to see the Protect coming out from Solgaleo. Gonna see another Sludge Wave. Is this enough to pick up Politoed? Maybe. No! That's very good for us. That did way less than I anticipated. But we get the Para, so that's obviously very good. Alright, I think Mr. Toad's wild ride is over. I think we need to get Politoed out of here for a turn. Good just stay in and protect. Just so I'm not eating a bunch of damage on the switch in. I'm going to Volt Switch off of the Solgaleo here. Solgaleo is faster than my Zapdos. That's interesting. It's going to be enough to pick up the Zapdos. We're just going to say another Sludge Wave. That could be Specs. Debating what I want to do here. I think Basculegion forces in Staraptor this turn. I'm going to preserve here. I'm going to go back into. I'm going to go into Solgaleo here. I think I'm just going to Liquidation into the Solgaleo spot. I can see it being the one that swaps out here. This is turn 4 of Rain. Polytoad's going to go out, which tells me Solgaleo is staying in. And this Liquidation is gonna do quite a bit here. We're gonna see the Terra Water come out. Obviously not great, seeing how Zapdos is already gone. I didn't expect Solgaleo to outspeed my Zapdos. Yeah, that did a solid chunk. I have like no speed on my Zapdos, which I think is rather unfortunate. Trying to think what I should do here. Can you just fire off a big Psychic thing? Really need to preserve Basculegion, which I can't really do this turn. I don't like this play. I think I just... Okay. Pick up the monkey. Solgaleo and Basculegion both dodge? Alright, rain is now over, so I'm going to bring in Mr. Toad this turn. Which will also conveniently let us swap up what move Basculegion is going for. Yep. Once again, I'm going to click Rock Slide. And here I'm going to pivot out into Mr. Toad, which hopefully will go down, meaning that our last respects are going to do a ton into Solgaleo next turn. Could also lock into like Phantom Force. But the big thing here is getting Rain back up, getting that Intimidate off of the Basculegion as well. Now, honestly, with the rain up, we might still outspeed the Solgaleo even in Tailwind. So, all right, what is your last mon here? Probably Sandy Shocks. I was a betting man. It's probably Sandy Shocks, which probably outspeeds Basculegion. No, it's okay. It's Orthworm. So the question is do we outspeed Solgaleo? I mean, I don't have a good way of hitting this Earthworm. I think for sure I want to take out the Solgaleo this turn. I think I'm just going to Phantom Force into the Earthworm slot. We are going to Terra the Solgaleo. The real question is, does our Basculegion outspeed his Solgaleo? For max speed. Okay, we do. That's gonna be annoying. But notably, he can't body press my, cannot body press my Basculegion. Now, unfortunately, I am now weak to body press. Just crit. Animation's so cool. Obviously, we did like 0%, but that's fine. I'm just gonna click a bunch of A's until this match is over. That is enough to one-shot the Solgaleo. A crit would obviously really help us, so... I'm wondering if this Earthworm even has another attack besides Body Press. Tailwind is now over. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to outspeed thanks to the rain. And even after rain is over. Protect doesn't matter. Phantom Force goes through that. So I think this game comes down to, does Basculegion crit? Because I really don't think this thing is going to be able to attack me. Riveting gameplay here. Oh yes, heavy slam. Alright. So yeah, once again, I'm asking for a crit. I was really hoping that he wouldn't have another way of attacking, but unfortunately, Alex came prepared with having heavy slam on his worm. And once again, game 1, I'm getting beat up by a Body Press Iron Defense Mon. It's kind of funny. Had I locked into Laughter Specs, would this have just been better? Probably. Because it would be base 200 and I'd be attacking every turn. As opposed to what I'm doing now, where I'm only doing base 120 every 2 turns. I think a single crit just wins us this game, though. And unfortunately, the commentary behind this match is quite stale. Because, like, if we crit, I think we're fine, but if not, then, like, we lose in a turn. And I actually don't even know if a crit's gonna be enough. That's the other thing. I don't think it is. So what can we do here for game 2? really don't have any form of besides exactly Icy Wind on Toad. I think Toad just took too much damage to start. I think taking out the monkey is going to be important. Monkey was just able to do so much damage to us. The question is does he have a way on Monkey Dory to attack Solgaleo? And if he's choice specs, that means he doesn't have fake out, so I don't need to worry about that. And based on the damage that he was doing, I think he is fake out. I mean, he is specs. So, could bring Goth. I don't think Riolu does anything here. I think Riolu just gets punched, and that's probably not good enough. I really wish we had speed on Zapdos. I didn't realize we were so slow on our Zapdos. Can Solgaleo come out earlier? Do I need Solgaleo to come out earlier? Maybe? What does Solgaleo out early do for us? It's able to deal with the monkey, able to deal with the bird. It's not great into the opposing Solgaleo, like, but I mean also at the same time his Solgaleo is not really good into ours either. What if we leave Zapdos at home and bring Goth? Like Solgaleo Goth with Basculegion Toad. And then I like this. I like this. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna lock it in. I think Goth lets us put on a bunch of pressure against his choice locked Mons here, and Monkey Dory and Staraptor. I think I like this a lot. Obviously, he can still pivot in and out with Staraptor thanks to U-turn, but I think I'm fine with this. Fire off a Hypnosis if we need to. Just target down and take out the Solgaleo as needed. I think getting a Hypnosis off into his Solgaleo is going to be really impactful. Just because then I can just kind of sit in front of it and ignore it for a minute. Alright, Sandy Shocks is coming out. We are going to be booster speed. Okay. Okay. Not particularly a fan of the Sandy Shocks here. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he's going to protect this turn, so I'm just going to double into... I think I'm just going to hit the monkey. I'm going to take the monkey out this turn. And like, in the event he does attack into my Solgaleo, he's just going to give me my policy. Okay, no protect, so he is just going to attack this turn. This isn't enough to KO. It is a lot, but not enough for a KO. So then this next turn I can go for like a Protect plus Hypnosis. Okay, his Sogoleo's out now. Notably, his is faster than mine. I think that's fine. I'll just protect here. Blind Hypnosis. 60% of the time, it works every time. Okay, he is also Policy on Solgaleo. Very unique way of doing so. But here's the thing. I have a Basculegion in the back. Yeah, this isn't going to be enough to take out Goth. We get the flinch, which would be very bad for us. Oh, that's really good. Okay. Lefty's recovery. Am I fine to let Solgaleo go down here? Does Solgaleo do anything for me the rest of this fight? If Solgaleo goes down, I can bring in Basculegion, pivot Gothitelle out into Politoed, and go for a Last Respects into the Solgaleo. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll go for Psychic Feigns. And I'm gonna, we're gonna try for a Hypnosis into the Solgaleo this turn. Why not? Okay, Solgaleo is not gonna go down this turn, as is Gothitelle. Invisible Sash. I think this turn Goth is going to protect. And we'll just go for another Psychic Feigns, go for a protect, get some extra recovery here. Yeah, that's an unfortunate wake up. That is an unfortunate wake up. Alright, Basculegion coming in. I'm gonna flip turn here and go into Mr. Toad. It's gonna let us get off another fake out as needed. Guarantee outspeed the Sandy Shocks this turn, so we can take it out. Good protect, really good protect. Holy! Yeah, that won the game. Holy, really good protect. Didn't even see it coming. Because now I do not have a way of doing with this Solgaleo. That's not true. That's not true. I have Perish Song. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way this works. Because I'm going to have to take out the other Mon first. So whatever comes in here on the left, I'm going to have to attack. I don't like it, but no. All right. You win. You win. Yeah, there's no way I'm beating through both of these with these. That Protect single-handedly won the game. Had I just thought for 2 seconds about going for a Protect there, then I think we could have won this. But had I just gone for like a last respects into the Solgaleo that turn, I think we're in a really good position. Because I'm guaranteed to outspeed the Sandy Shocks the next turn. Oh, really well played game from Alex. Cannot say that enough. So, unfortunately, we are going to move to 1-1. Obviously, not quite where we wanted to be, but I think the biggest problem with this team is we didn't have an answer to opposing Solgaleos. Because that's not something I anticipated playing against. But you know, it is what it is. I think in hindsight, we could have gone for like. Had we had like Sunny Day on Riolu, we could have had Fire Weather Ball on Zapdos for like extra coverage. But then we're really reliant on Zapdos being our answer into opposing Solgaleo, which like game 1 we just got bodied by. So, yeah, really well played game from Alex. And I think that you know, not having an answer to opposing Solgaleo really was what cost us. I think like opposing Steel types are really hard for this team. Like, actually looking at it. Like, we have, you know, the rain mode, but opposing Steel types kind of just bodied us. And, I mean, that's what happened game 1, and that's kind of what happened game 2. So, that's going to be it for this week, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, as always. And until next week, have a good one. Peace.